My name is Elizabeth Garcia, Principal of Santa Paula High School. Superintendent Ed Cora, board members, administrators, members of our faculty, graduates, family members, and distinguished guests. It is with great pride that I preside over today's ceremony. May this graduation be a time for celebration and creating lasting memories. And now, help me in congratulating the graduating class of 2020. I would like to take this time to introduce our Board of Trustees from the Santa Paula Unified School District. President Pam Thompson, Vice President Jerry Mead, Board Clerk Michelle Colbeck, Trustee Derek Luna, Trustee Christina Urias. Our District Executive Cabinet representatives are Superintendent Dr. Ed Cora, Assistant Superintendent Christine Shefferly, Assistant Superintendent Sherry Staszewski, Executive Director of Student Services Dr. Catherine Aguirre, Executive Director of Certificated Human Resources Dr. Victor Torres, Executive Director of Classified Human Resources Tommy Sanchez Reyes. Our site administrative team, Assistant Principal Robert DeCandia, Assistant Principal Melissa Guerra, Assistant Principal Dr. George Williams. Good evening. Buenas noches. Santa Paula Board of Trustees, Superintendent, Administration, Faculty, Family, and the Class of 2020. This is a historic moment in Santa Paula and across the globe. We must face this pandemic together, and I know that we will get through this and be the better for it. Class of 2020, chances are that you are surrounded by family and loved ones right now. We may not be together in our stadium, but we are together in spirit, and I am honored to be here today as your principal. Me siento honrada de estar aquí hoy como la directora. Saludos y bienvenidos a todos. Felicitaciones a todos los miembros de la familia y los amigos cercanos. Congratulations to all the parents, grandparents, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, close friends, and loved ones. All of the people who helped bring you, the class of 2020, to the point that you've arrived at today. Wherever you are, as we celebrate together, I want all of the seniors to let out a shout together with your family. Pause the video and step out onto your porch and shout together across Santa Paula. Go, class of 2020, you made it. An enormous thank you to the Santa Paula High School faculty and staff members and coaches who have had an extraordinary influence in the lives of our graduates. The impact that you have had on the lives of those who sit before me is immeasurable. I want to dedicate this graduation ceremony to someone who lost his life in the battle against COVID-19, James Craig, also known as Coach Pun. He exemplified what being from Santa Paula is all about, born and raised here. He was a beloved coach at Santa Paula High School for many years, and he is part of the legacy that we are a part of as Cardinals. What defines us as Cardinals? Pun was a family man, had an amazing heart, cared about serving his community, was always smiling, and was a good friend. He found the good in all things and all people. He was an inspirational person who embodied the quote, "A real friend is one who walks in when the rest of the world walks out." He was there anytime we needed him, and we say thank you. We will miss seeing his great smile and his positivity. Thanks, Coach Pun, for all you did for us and for the many generations of Cardinals. He will remain with us in our hearts and in our minds. God bless the Craig family and anyone in our city who has suffered a loss. Class of 2020, be like Coach Pun. Honor his legacy and come through when you are needed, being there for your family and friends, and in service to your community and others, always fighting the good no matter what. You are one of the most promising classes to walk through the halls of Santa Paula High School. Go Cards! Todos ustedes Son una de las clases más excelentes para caminar en el campo escolar de la Escuela Preparatoria de Santa Paula. I am grateful to all of you for allowing me to be a part of your high school years and making Santa Paula High School history. 130 years after the founding of Santa Paula High School in 1889, here we are, class of 2020. Together for the past 4 years, we have walked the same hallways as war heroes from wars of the 20th century, former and current leaders in education, and many others who are the reason Santa Paula is the beautiful, historical city that it is today. You share a proud history dating back to 1889. Be proud, class of 2020. You are part of the Cardinal legacy. At this time, the superintendent will come to the podium to say a few words to the graduating class of 2020. Dr. Cora received his doctorate in organizational change and leadership from Brandman University. Welcome, Dr. Cora.
Hello, and welcome to the Santa Paula High School graduation ceremony honoring the class of 2020. As Principal Garcia stated, I'm Dr. Ed Cora, superintendent of our wonderful district. On behalf of the Santa Paula Unified School District Board of Trustees, administrators, teachers, and classified staff, we are proud to recognize and honor each of you for your accomplishments. As seniors, you have gone through an unprecedented experience this year. As adults, none of us can say we ever experienced anything like your senior year. You had the Maria fire, power outages due to extremely high winds and heat, and now COVID-19. As author Joshua J. Marine wrote, challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Throughout this year's challenges, you persevered, and you are now ready to accept your high school diploma. Message to the seniors. Today, you can think about all the hard work it took to get to this point. From kindergarten through 12th grade, you attended class, studied, did lots of homework, played with your friends, maybe even brought your teacher an apple or two. Listen to your parents when they told you before going to school every morning. Behave yourself and listen to your teachers. You took many tests and made your parents happy every time you brought home a passing grade. Yes, there may have been a time or two when maybe you didn't quite do what you were supposed to, but you did more than enough correctly to be here today, and for that, we congratulate you. I know you are ready for a successful future. I'm confident all the hard work that your teachers, support staff, and administrators did for you will pay off as you prepare for college or the military or workforce. Your possibilities are limitless. You are prepared and ready to move on to life beyond Santa Paula High School. You have matured and become proficient and ready to tackle all the challenges that lie ahead as you work towards your future goals. At this time, I'd like to take this opportunity to share just a few accomplishments of Cardinal seniors from the class of 2020. There are approximately 80% of your classmates who have expressed aspirations of attending post-secondary education. That includes going to University of California and California State Universities, private universities, and out-of-state public schools. We're also very proud of our students who will be moving on to study at local community colleges such as Ventura, Oxnard, and Moore Park colleges. The class of 2020 received over $200,000 in scholarships. We had 68 seniors with a grade point average of 4.0 or higher. We have several student athletes who are all league selections in various sports, in addition to a few Citrus Coast League MVPs. We also have several all-county selections and all CIF selections within the senior class. Also, this year's Ventura County Sports Hall of Fame honorees were Victor Duran and Kieran Shaw. Congratulations to these students, but also to all senior Cardinals on a very successful year. My next message is to your parents. Parents, you have helped and supported your student through thick and thin. There may have been times when you were frustrated, but you hung in there, provided words of encouragement, and picked them up when they fell down. Most importantly, you loved unconditionally. Today is an important milestone for you as well. Congratulations, you also made it. Message to the Cardinal staff. Thank you to Ms. Garcia and the dedicated administrators and teaching and support staff for working hard every day to provide the knowledge and guidance needed to get our students to this day. Thank you for your passion and willingness to give it your all. In closing, class of 2020, remember, your family nurtured you, Santa Paula High School guided you, and now it is your turn to understand your strengths, talents, and interests, and use them to find what you love. Be passionate about everything you do, and learn all you can to be the best at whatever you do. Go forth and make a difference in our world. I wish you much luck as you go on your way into the beginning of your adulthood. It has been an honor and a privilege to be part of your journey. Congratulations to the Santa Paula High School class of 2020.
And now it is time for our commencement keynote speaker, Dr. George Williams. Dr. George Williams has been my assistant principal for the last 9 years at Santa Paula High School, and he is a true Cardinal. Please help me in welcoming Dr. George Williams to the stage. He is excited to share a short message with all of the graduates and guests today. Dr. George Williams.
Class of 2020, this certainly isn't the manner in which I envisioned wishing you all the best as you graduate and enter this next exciting phase of your lives. I'd planned to walk off the field behind you, but this is going to have to do. The 21st century belongs to the class of 2020. You'll be called upon to lead us through this exciting time and all of the challenges ahead. To name a few, the effects of climate change. Please start on this one first. The utilization of robotics, how we'll use artificial intelligence. Nanotechnology will be huge in about 10 years. The exploration of space. And let's not forget all the diseases and disorders we look forward to curing through genetics. Now I know you're thinking, D. Wills, that's an awful lot to ask. How will we ever be able to do everything on the list? Well, let me share a story. You know I always have one. This comes from a book written by James Clear titled Atomic Habits. About the time the class of 2020 was born, the British national cycling team was a national embarrassment. So much so that the major bicycle manufacturers in Europe refused to sell the British team their bikes to use in competition. The manufacturers were afraid that it would hurt sales if people saw the Brits on their bikes. About the time you learned to walk, a new coach was hired, and he had the audacity to promise that the British cycling team would be the best in the world in just 5 years. This new coach introduced a concept, the aggregation of marginal gains. The idea was to break down everything you can think of that goes into riding a bike and then improve it by 1%. They looked at the usual stuff like the bike seats, the wheels, the fabrics of the cyclist's clothes. They also looked at what pillow would lead to the best sleep for each rider. What about the food they ate, their cardio workouts, the best massage gel for muscle recovery, just to name a few things. Add all of these improvements together and you'd get a significant increase. By the time the class of 2020 entered first grade, the British team won 60% of the gold medals in cycling at the 2008 Olympics. 4 years later, in the 2012 Olympics, the British team set 9 Olympic records and 7 world records. The British cycling team won 5 of 6 Tour de France's while you were in middle school and here at Santa Paula High School. The list I began with is extensive, I know. It's going to require a lot of the class of 2020, maybe even more than you think you're capable of. As you walk out of Santa Paula High School as new graduates, in all endeavors that you undertake, remember this. Break everything down to the smallest common denominator. You'd know I'd have to work one last math problem in before you go, and then find out how to improve each of those parts by just 1%. Add up all of those improvements together, and years from now, people will be hailing those who were born at the turn of the 21st century. And to those future Cardinals, I'd like to leave you with just 2 words: beat Fillmore.
And now, our ASB President, Karen Rodriguez, will address the class of 2020. Karen is amazing. She's been in ASB for 4 years. She's coordinated ASB leadership events. She's a member of Key Club, and she is a recipient of the Santa Paula Education Foundation Scholarship. Help me in welcoming Karen Rodriguez.
Welcome staff, faculty, family members, friends, distinguished guests, and of course, the graduating class of 2020. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Karen Rodriguez and I am the 2019-2020 ASB President. On behalf of the 2020 senior class, I would like to thank the faculty and staff who helped celebrate our class despite the school closures. From the senior portraits on the tennis courts to the yard signs, from the billboard banner to our senior hante, we truly appreciate it. At this time, I would like to thank my family, my parents who have sacrificed everything to give me the life I have today, my brother who has always been my biggest supporter and my role model, and to my aunt, uncle, and little pops who never let me give up, and to my grandmother who always told me, la educación es lo más importante. And to the rest of my family that is watching me today, I love you all and I promise that today is the first of many graduations. I would also like to take this time to thank all the amazing staff and faculty that we have here at Santa Paula High School. All the teachers who stayed up late just to help that one student make sure that they passed their class. The teachers who stayed longer after school to tutor their students. And the teachers who motivated us and saw the potential in us even when we didn't. I would also like to thank Patty and Manny, who always reminded me how bad my senioritis was, but always made sure to let me know that they were always here to help me with anything. And last but not least, I would like to thank all my friends who made high school something I will always look back at and cherish forever. I know that many of us envision today, our graduation day, completely different. We picture senior activities, events, and celebrations. But we could have never imagined the surprises our 4 years in high school would hold. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Do you guys remember our freshman year when we were just scared little freshmen who had no idea what they were doing? What about our sophomore year, when the community suffered the impact of the Thomas Fire, causing us to lose our first semester? Or what about our junior year? It was the year we all feared because we knew it would be the toughest, with all the AP classes and all the SATs and ACTs. But most of all, let's not forget, it was the year we went homecoming. And now, our senior year. This is the year we all enjoyed in high school the most because we knew it was our last. I will always remember our first rally in the senior section with our first class scream, our senior sunrise with no sun, our football games, our spirit weeks, and the way we came together as a class. After the Maria Fire, despite not being able to play and win our rivalry game, but also during this pandemic, our community, parents, families, and teachers have supported us every step of the way. But now, this is really the end. High school is officially over. Now we must enter the real world. We leave Santa Paula High School. We leave all the memories that were made on this campus. We won't hear Patty's announcements anymore. We won't see the security walking around campus. We won't hear Mama Jerry say, hand sanitize, after every cough. We won't have any more class screams. We won't have any more rallies, and we will no longer walk around high school as seniors. I remember hearing from the graduating seniors before us, high school went by fast, and to enjoy every moment. And as a freshman, all I remember wishing was for time to go by faster. I dreaded all my classes, all the homework, and all the long days. But now, looking back at it all, I find myself wishing I could go back to freshman year, to relive all the 4 years again, wishing I could participate in another rally, wishing I could see my friends again in all my classes, longing for another school dance, another spirit week, another day in high school. In the future, when the next generation complains about not wanting to go to school, we can simply remind them about what a privilege it is to be able to go to school, how special it is to be able to sit in a classroom and learn rather than having to do it over a Zoom call, and how blessed they are to see their friends on a daily basis. Because for me, high school was definitely one of the best moments in my life. When one thing this pandemic has taught me, besides a proper way to wear a mask, is to appreciate things more and never take anything for granted. I won't take going to school for granted. I will never take learning in classrooms for granted. I won't ever take another school event for granted. And I will appreciate the small things, like going out to the stores, going to movies, and hanging out with my friends and family. And most of all, I will always remember, appreciate, and cherish our class moments. It has been an honor to be a part of the best class to ever walk through to whoever walked through the halls of Santa Paula High School. Congratulations, class of 2020.
And next, we have Gabi Gomez, our senior class president. Gabi has been in ASB for 3 years. She is a CSF member. She also has been in our Human Services Academy, and she also choreographed our homecoming class dance. Help me in welcoming Gabi Gomez.
Welcome family, friends, staff, administration, Principal Garcia, board members, Dr. Cora, and most importantly, the class of 2020. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Gabriela Gomez, and I served as the 2019-2020 senior class president. Thank you for joining us as we close this chapter of our lives. A chapter is defined as a period of time or episode in a person's life. I like to look at life as one long story with many chapters full of characters, twists, and turns. High school makes up one of those chapters. Our chapter begins August 2016, freshman year. We were full of anxiety and nerves, but also excitement. We had our first rally, first homecoming, first rivalry game as Cardinals, and I could go on. And just like that, freshman year was over. Sophomore year was a little better, mostly because we weren't freshmen anymore. However, during December of that year, the Thomas Fire ripped through our backyards. We pulled together as a community and helped each other out and those in need. We made it through that tragic event, and we made it through our sophomore year. Junior year, we made history as we won homecoming as juniors. And just like that, we were seniors. This year was full of lasts. Last rally, last sports games, homecoming, and finals. We made history again as back-to-back homecoming champions. And this year, we started creating a future for ourselves. Then, Thursday, March 12th, we got the news that changed everything. Little did we know, March 13th would be the last day of senior year. Soon, all the jokes we made quickly became a reality. It seemed like we were losing everything. Senior buddy auction, senior ditch day, senior awards night, senior tea, prom, and the graduation we had pictured since kindergarten. It seemed as though all of our hard work wouldn't be celebrated, and we weren't going to be able to experience the fun part of the past 13 years. And on top of everything else, we were told to stay inside, away from our friends, because of a pandemic that is killing too many people. It felt like the world was crumbling just as it was starting to get exciting for us. However, similar to the Thomas Fire, this pandemic has brought us together as a community. Our community made sure we were celebrated the way we deserve, from adopting graduates to having senior yard signs to billboards, banners, and car parades. I think the SPHS senior class of 2020 has really been through it all, and we will go down in history as having the craziest 4 years at Santa Paula High School. We survived an insane amount of heat days our freshman year, the Thomas Fire and mudslides our sophomore year, walkouts junior year, and the Maria Fire canceling our football rivalry game, as well as cheer, band, and football senior night, and now a global pandemic. If this has shown me anything, it's that the class of 2020 are fighters. We will never take anything for granted. We will appreciate what we have. We will be courageous, and we will change the world one day, because we know better than anyone that everything can be taken away from you in an instant. We will not let this pandemic or any of our past experiences define us. Instead of going down in history as the class who got everything taken away from them, we will go down as the class who lived through tragedies and not only lived through them, but fought back. We are moving towards bright futures. At SPHS, we have several people pursuing a higher education at community colleges, CSUs, UCs, and private universities. We also have many students who have joined the military to fight for our country, as well as students who are going straight into the workforce. With students as amazing as ours in the class of 2020, if anyone can make a change in this world, it's us. There's something special about this town, driving down a main road and having each house lined with senior signs, even when a senior does not live there. Graduating with the same kids you went to kindergarten, elementary, and middle school with. No other school has pride, a rivalry, homecoming, or kids like we do. This town and school are one of a kind. There's nothing else like it out there. It is full of hard workers with grit, passion, and most importantly, pride. So as we embark on new experiences, I ask that all of you say you're from Santa Paula with pride. As we look back at our 4 years and look forward to a new chapter, let's not forget who got us to this point. Thank you to all of our staff who dedicated their livelihoods to creating a future for us. Thank you for also being an advisor, coach, and role model to us. On behalf of the class of 2020, thank you for everything you've done for us and helping us get to this point. I'd also like to thank my friends for making every day worth coming to school. Thank you for the laughs, tears, and memories that will last a lifetime. Thank you for helping me when I needed it and bringing me back down to earth on more than one occasion. I can honestly say I wouldn't have made it through this without you guys. Most importantly, thank you to my parents and family who got me to this point. Thank you for believing in me and always encouraging me to do my best. Thank you to my dad who drove me 45 minutes every day after school and rearranging everything so I could dance at my dream studio. Thank you to my mom, who is my real life superwoman. Thank you for being my #1 supporter and never being afraid to show it. You are my rock and the strongest woman I know. Everything I am and everything I aspire to be is because of you both. I cannot thank you enough for everything you've done. I love both of you endlessly. Thank you to the class of 2020 for trusting me to lead you, and thank you to my officer team for helping me with everything. I couldn't ask for a better class, and I'm so grateful for everything we've been able to do. So, as we close this chapter and start a new one, never forget where you came from. Never forget the bonds we created and memories we made here. As one of my favorite artists, Frank Ocean, once said, "Work hard in silence, let success be your noise." And that's exactly what we will all do. Take the lessons we've learned and carry them close wherever we go. Always remember, once a Cardinal, always a Cardinal. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to introduce our 2020 valedictorians. Valedictorian is the student with the highest GPA in the entire senior class. This year, I'm proud to announce that we have 2 valedictorians with a 4.73 GPA. That is amazing. Our valedictorians this year are Marisol Magaña and Alan Almaraz. Help me in welcoming our valedictorians to the stage to deliver a speech to the class of 2020.
Good afternoon, fellow students, friends, family, faculty, board, and members of the Santa Paula community. My name is Alan Almaraz. I am 5'10" in shoes, 5'9"3/4 without, and I will keep this speech short and sweet. First, I'd like to thank those who supported me throughout my journey: Ms. Montalongo, Mr. Buck, Ms. Sabolsky, and Ms. Sajiri. Thank you for being such amazing people and teachers. Thanks to Mr. Rowe for providing me with leadership programs and scholarship opportunities. Thanks to the nonprofit organizations such as Kiwanis, Hospice, and Rotary for providing me with community service and academic opportunities. Thanks for the homies for being there, and special thanks to my parents as they sacrificed so much just to be in this country. I am grateful for your many contributions, and I will ensure they will not go to waste. That being said, my speech is now over. Congratulations to the class of 2020, and thank you, Ms. Garcia, for giving me this opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Marisol Magaña, and to the Santa Paula High School class of 2020. It has been a long and crazy road to get here, but we made it. If there's one thing that can be said about us, it's that we are resilient. We have made it through not 1, but 2 fires, and now a global pandemic. And that's excluding any personal struggles we face. Through all this, we kept our heads up and continued to persevere. We adapted by switching to online classes and learning to use apps like Zoom, even though finding motivation was rough. We didn't let anyone stop us from accomplishing our educational goals, and now we are graduating. While it may not have played out the way we wanted, and we can't be physically together to celebrate, we should all still be extremely proud of ourselves. We came into high school our freshman year, naive and maybe even a little scared. I still remember our freshman orientation and the awkward icebreakers we had to play with some strangers who would later become some of our best friends. Throughout the past 4 years, we have expanded our knowledge greatly. We learned about persuasive devices, how to graph odd equations, and even how long we could procrastinate before actually having to start an assignment. But most importantly, we learned who we are, not only as students, but as people. Through the help of some pretty amazing teachers and peers, we learned about our passions and how we can continue doing what we love. Whether that be through a 4-year university, community college, straight into the workforce, the military, or whatever other path we choose, I can say that we are all doing what is best for each and every one of us. So one last time, I want to congratulate the Santa Paula High School class of 2020, because despite whatever hardship was thrown our way, we persevered and we are now graduating.
And now for the presentation of the class of 2020. Superintendent Dr. Ed Cora, will you please join me in accepting the class of 2020? Class of 2020, graduates, wherever you are, please stand. Dr. Cora and the Santa Paula Unified School Board of Trustees, upon my recommendation by faculty and counselors, I affirm that the students standing before you have met the graduation requirements set forth by the Board of Trustees of the Santa Paula Unified School District. Please accept these students as the graduating class of 2020.
Ms. Garcia, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of the Santa Paula Unified School District, I accept the graduating class of 2020.
At this time, faculty members will lead us in the presentation of the diplomas. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of the diplomas for the class of 2020.
Evan Acevedo,
Hitoshi Acosta,
Alexander Adame,
Daniel Aguilar,
Jesus Aguilar,
Aubrey Noel Alanis,
Daniela Alba,
Eloise Victoria Alcantar Ramirez,
Denise Alvarez,
Alan Almaraz,
Bezareth Alvarez,
Edgardo Ambriz,
Jorge Anaya Fonseca,
Alejandro Alfredo Arana,
Karina Arana,
Matthew Arana,
Abraham Arenas,
Angel Arredondo,
Eduardo Ariola,
Natalia Mayerly Arroyo Garcia,
Alexis Arroyo,
Scarlett Avendaño,
Isabella Ayala,
Nicole Aspera,
Aubrey Marie Bader,
Juliana Baez,
Israel Jacob Baena,
Kevin Barajas,
Madison Maddie Jewel Barner,
Alyssa Renee Barron,
Mia Celine Boroso,
Scarlett Bellissime,
Jose Beltran,
Dakota L. Blair,
Aaron Blasky,
Citlali Marie Borrego,
Conan Bravo,
Lauren Buckman,
Daniel Santos Burciaga,
Evan T. Kabakungan,
Jacob Kawansi,
Isaac Calderon,
Christopher Campos,
Jose Cancino,
Victor Caracoza.
Alondra Carrasco Hernandez.
Alan Carrillo.
Angeli Cacique.
Jonathan Castellanos.
Alyssa Madison Castillo.
Jimmy Castillo.
Abraham Castro.
Alan Castro.
Christian Castro.
Estrella Castro.
Victor Castro.
Axel Catalan.
Isabella Catalano.
Rodrigo Cadillo.
Karen Chavez.
Yesenia Chavez.
Esteban Chimalpopoca.
Jocelyn Cisneros.
Giovanni Contreras.
Yada Cordoba Ventura.
Atsiri Coronel Alvarez.
Angela Cortez Chavez.
Citlali Cruz.
Damian Cruz.
Giancarlos Cruz.
Sarah Cruz.
Juan de Jesus.
Alejandro de Santiago.
Elijah Del Rio Sanchez.
Noah Del Rio Sanchez.
Uriel Delgadillo.
Jasmine Delgado.
Destiny Diaz Patino.
Estefany Diaz.
Francisco Diaz Vasquez.
Jose Diaz.
Karina Diaz.
Marilyn Diaz.
Roxana Diego.
Janet Dionisio.
Marlene Dionisio.
Victor Duran.
Gabriel Escamilla.
Manlio Escamilla. Andres Escobedo.
Roman Espino.
David Estrada.
Jesus Estrada.
Kathleen L. Falls.
Janet Fernandez.
Julia Frances Fernandez.
Maria de Jesus Fernandez.
Montserrat Figueroa Salas.
Ashley Flores.
Fernanda Elizabeth Frias.
Sayana Garcia.
David Christopher Bryce Garcia.
Giovanni Garcia.
Juliana Garcia.
Lizette Garcia,
Nathan Garcia,
Sarah Marie Garcia,
Xavier Garcia,
Guillermo Garduño,
Annalyn Garman,
Fernando Garza,
Violeta Garza,
Jennifer Gill,
Anthony Gomez,
Berenice Gomez,
Esperanza Hope Gomez,
Gabriela Maria Gomez,
Filiberto Gonzalez,
Alfredo Gonzalez III,
Brian Gonzalez,
Jasmine Gonzalez,
Jessica Gonzalez Valdovinos,
Julian Gonzalez,
Ricardo Gonzalez,
Jonathan Govea,
Jacqueline Camille Granados,
Alejandro Guerrero,
Richard Guerrero,
Jesus Guillen,
Juan Guillen,
Abby Gutierrez,
Brian Gutierrez,
Flor Gutierrez,
Jasmine Gutierrez,
Andrea Guzman,
Gabriel Guzman,
Lindley G. Harbison,
Arnulfo Jr. Hernandez,
Denise Hernandez,
Edgar Hernandez,
Jasmine Hernandez,
Jaylene Hernandez,
Jessica Marie Hernandez,
Jesus Hernandez,
Giovanni Hernandez,
Leslie Hernandez,
Malik Hernandez,
Miguel Angel Hernandez,
Diana Herrera,
Sarai Hinojosa,
Wilibaldo Hinojosa,
Evan Holt,
Carlos Jimenez,
Rosalie Jimenez,
Said Jimenez,
Diego Lara,
Juan Lara,
Nathaniel Leon,
Alejandro Lopez,
Diego Lopez,
Leonardo Lopez,
Lizbeth Lopez,
Angel Macias,
Daniel Maciel,
Alexis Magana,
Annalie Magana,
Artemio Magana,
David Miguel Magana,
Edith Magana,
Edna Magana,
Fernando Magana,
Jesus Magana,
Marisol Magana,
Mauricio Magana Garza,
Melissa Magana,
Miguel Magana,
Rocio Janelli Magana,
Sophia Magana,
Victor Magana,
Nathan Monzo,
Christian Marceleno,
Yahir Jar Mariles,
Richard Marin,
Jacob Marquez,
Evan Martinez,
Gabriel Martinez,
Luis A. Martinez,
Luis F. Martinez,
Marlene Martinez,
Stephanie Martinez,
Angela Medina,
Jennifer Medina,
Michael Medina,
Nicholas Medrano,
Alfredo Mendoza Jr., Eric Mendoza,
Cassandra Mesa,
Julian Montez,
Anais Montiel,
Andrew Montiel,
Melanie Montiel,
David Morales,
Isaac Angel Morales,
Mauricio Moreno,
David Morfin,
David Munoz,
Elijah Murillo,
Evelyn I. Munoz Vargas,
Samuel Murillo,
Crystal Nava,
Daniel Nava,
Janie Nava,
Javier Navarrete,
Genesis Navarro,
Crystal Negrete,
Axel Nolasco,
Jaylene Margarita Nunez,
Alexis Nuno,
Jasmine Obledo,
Ashley Ochoa,
Jose Ochoa,
Clarice Olvera,
Jasmine Ortega Rodriguez,
Oscar Ortega,
Daniel Ortiz.
Mario Anthony Pacheco.
Abigail C. Palmer.
Juliana Patron.
Axel Perez Garcia.
Christopher Perez.
Max Perez.
Ramona Perez.
Javier Perez Guevara.
Luis Pio.
Judah Prado.
Cesar Preciado Diaz.
Karen Pulido.
Ofelia D. Qualls.
Abraham Raphael.
Anna Janine Ramirez.
Derek Ramirez.
Diana Berenice Ramirez.
Jacqueline Ramirez.
Marlon Ramirez.
Michael Ramirez.
Sabine Ramirez.
Yamilex Yaneli Ramirez.
Cindy Grace Ramos.
Janelle Elizabeth Ramos.
Luis Ramos.
Jasmine Rebulosa.
David Renteria.
Gonzalo Reyes.
Nicholas Rico.
Natasha Riesco.
Giselle Rincon Vargas.
Maria Elena Rivera.
Benjamin Robles.
Janessa Rodriguez.
Karen Rodriguez.
Linda Rodriguez.
Mireya Rodriguez.
Paulina Rodriguez.
Pedro Rodriguez.
Luis Rojas.
Miguel Angel Rojas.
Jose Romero Sanchez.
Alejandro Romero Vasquez.
Alexander Romero.
Gabriel Rosales.
Giancarlo Rosales.
Andy Ruiz.
Lorena Ruiz.
Imanol Ruvucaba.
Omar Salas.
Paul Salcedo.
Fabian Saldana.
Gustavo Salgado.
Joanna Salinas.
Michelle Salinas.
Diego Sanchez.
Alexander Bruno Santa Rosa.
Jafet Santana Castellanos.
Liliana Sapien.
Taylor Siegel,
Ariana Segura,
Kieran Shaw,
Jennifer Tracy Smith,
Angelica Solis,
Yasmin Solis,
Miguel Solorzano,
Amaris Soto,
Christopher Soto,
David Vincent Soto Jr.,
Ryan Stockton,
Samantha Tapia,
Lilia Tejeda,
Liliana Tejeda,
Leslie Thayez,
Gabriel Tinajero,
Jesus Tinajero,
Samantha Tiscareno,
Cecilia Tiznado,
Brianna Alexis Tobias,
Diana Tobias,
Jasmine Toledo,
Maricruz Toroba,
Isaiah Torres,
Sebastian Trebles,
Guadalupe Trujillo,
Daniela Valdovinos,
Giselle Valdovinos,
Luis Valdovinos,
Angel Valenzuela,
Jacobo Vargas,
Jennifer Verona Carrillo,
Nadine Alessandra Vasquez,
Brittany Vasquez,
Gerardo Vasquez,
Jesus Vasquez,
Alex Velasquez,
Giovanni Velasquez,
Brenda Vigil Hernandez,
Julianne Villalobos,
Alexis Brianne Villanueva,
Alina Villanueva,
Karina Villegas,
Gabriel Viveros,
Lainey Wagner,
Chelsea Welch,
Lacey Wells,
Colby Wilkinson,
Riley Izagiri,
Raul Zamoron,
Gabriela Zamora,
Rosa Zamora,
Alexandra Zumudio,
Noah Zavala,
Sarai Zavala,
Jessica Zavala Perez.
Congratulations, Santa Paula High School, class of 2020.
At this time, I would like to introduce Isaiah Torres, our salutatorian, who will lead the class in the changing of the tassel. The salutatorian is a student with the second highest GPA in the class, and Isaiah has a GPA of 4.7. Isaiah Torres, please come and join us.
Together, join me in turning our tassels from right to left on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations, graduates and class of 2020.
Hey,